do, man? It's your boy Danny G, man, and I'm back. And I got a question for y'all. What is your fear, man? What do you fear the most? What are some of the things that you fear? Let me know. Let me know in the comment sections below, man. Let me know what your fears are. Well, we're about to get into an educational video today, man. It is basically about photos that will reveal your phobias, man. There's some strange phobias out there. We're about to check it out, man. For me, man, I extremely hate I hate heights, man. I hate not being on the ground, bro. I cannot get on a roller coaster. I cannot go into a skyscraper. And I cannot, man, look down, bro, because it's too scary for me. I feel like I'm going to fall out every time. Let's get into the video right now, man. Let's see what some of those phobias are, man. Right now with Facts Verse. Let's go.
Facts Verse presents photos that will reveal your phobias.
Phobias, man.
Number 1. Megalophobia.
Megalophobia.
This phobia is relatively rare. It is a fear of large things. There aren't too many people who suffer from this phobia, but those who do struggle in life. A person with this phobia would not do well living in the city, where there are very large buildings and skyscrapers. The large ship in this picture, it's enough to make a person with megalophobia feel terrified and weak in the knees.
That's a strange one, man. I've never heard of that one at all.
Number 2. Ophidiophobia.
Snakes.
This phobia is actually a very common one. It is a fear of snakes. There are some people who love snakes and who keep them as pets. There are others who are terrified at the very sight of a snake, even the small ones. There are some people whose phobia is so serious that they see a garden hose, think it's a snake, and run as fast as they can.
Yeah, more than likely that'll be me. I hate snakes. Hate them.
Number 3. Claustrophobia. Claustrophobia is one of the most common phobias. It is a fear of small, confined places.
Another one.
This phobia can make it difficult for people to get certain medical imaging tests, such as an MRI.
Another one.
Luckily, there are offices who have open MRI machines for patients who can't handle closed-in spaces.
Right, I hate that.
People with this phobia don't do well in closets with the door shut or climbing through small tunnels. If a person is forced into a small space and they have claustrophobia, it could lead to a serious panic attack.
Yeah, I know what that's like. I know.
Number 4. Agyrophobia.
Agyrophobia.
This is a pretty strange phobia. It's a fear of crossing the street. There are people who have this phobia for a good reason, after being hit by a car, for example.
Right.
There are others, though, who have this phobia and there's no real reason why. This type of phobia can make getting around and living your life extremely difficult. At some point in your life, you're going to need to cross the street.
And there's a weird one too, man, because if you did get hit by a car, you'll be afraid to cross the street.
Thalassophobia is a phobia that would make it impossible for you to enjoy a day at the beach or at the lake. It's a fear of the sea, especially the hidden structures and creatures under the surface.
Right.
People with this phobia won't go into lakes and oceans because you can't see what's under the water.
I understand that, man.
When these people do go swimming, they swim in a clean pool where they can easily see the bottom.
Everything. I gotta see what's at the bottom of that ocean or that pool.
Number 6. Trypophobia. This is one of the strangest and most rare phobias. It's so rare, in fact, that most people have never even heard of it. It's a fear of clusters of holes or patterns that are made up of holes. You actually see quite a bit of this on YouTube. It's become sort of a meme. A person with this phobia will struggle to look at these objects, and some even have panic attacks when they see objects with holes.
It just looks
Swiss
weird.
cheese, not an option if you have trypophobia.
I don't know if you're afraid of that, but that just looks weird.
Number 7. Mysophobia.
Mysophobia.
Another rare phobia. This is one of the many photos that will reveal your phobia. If you look at this picture and you're terrified, you have an irrational fear of mushrooms.
Who's afraid of mushrooms?
If you were walking in the woods and you had this phobia, you would run screaming if you saw a cluster of wild mushrooms.
Yeah, that's a
also,
weird
a person
one,
with mysophobia probably can't become a chef or a pizza cook for obvious reasons.
I don't know about being afraid of no mushrooms,
Number 8.
I love them on my pizza.
Aquaphobia. Acrophobia is actually a pretty common phobia. It's a fear of heights. Some people have a minor fear of heights, which is probably pretty healthy. Others, though, have a debilitating fear which keeps them from going on rides at the amusement park or looking out the window at a skyscraper. There are some people who become completely panicked simply looking at a photo like this one.
I could definitely relate to this one, man. I could definitely relate to that
Spectrophobia.
Spectrophobia.
Spectrophobia is a fear of mirrors. It is a unique and pretty strange fear to have. There are some people who are unhappy with their appearance, therefore they avoid mirrors. This doesn't mean, however, that they suffer from this phobia. If you have spectrophobia, you panic when you see a mirror, not necessarily the reflection in it. You can't explain why either. So it cannot be easy to get ready in the morning if you are afraid of mirrors.
You wake up in the morning, don't look in the mirror. Just get dressed, brush your teeth, take a shower, and leave. Don't look in the mirror.
Number 10. Calabrophobia.
Hydrophobia.
This phobia is more common than most people think. It is a fear of clowns. Most people don't know where this fear stems from, but the sight of a clown can send them running for the hills. People with this fear often avoid circuses, fairs, and birthday parties if a clown was hired. And let's not even get started on a Stephen King novel.
Yeah. Fear of clowns, bro. Last year with that whole clown situation, I understand.
If you have dendrophobia, chances are you are not an outdoor person. The phobia is a fear of forests and trees. Since you can go outside and see trees all around you, this phobia can make life difficult. Most people who have a paralyzing fear of trees and forests live in big cities rather than in the country.
Right. I'd rather live in the city than the country, man. You don't know what's lurking in that forest.
Trypophobia.
Trypophobia.
This is a common phobia, and it can make traveling by ground very difficult. Trypophobia, which is a fear of bridges. People with this phobia will do anything they can to take an alternate route to avoid bridges.
Yes, it has to do with the fear of heights too.
Number 13.
Same thing.
Pediophobia. Pediophobia is an irrational fear of dolls. Most people who have this phobia develop it as they get older. It's very rare for a child to suffer from this phobia, especially little girls who love playing with dolls.
Afraid of dolls. Chucky.
Number 14. Homicophobia. This is another very rare and strange phobia. It's called homicophobia, and it's a fear of fog. Some people are afraid of fog because it can make driving difficult. However, there are some people who just look out the window and see the fog, and they quickly turn away. People with this phobia wouldn't do very well living in London, where it is often foggy.
Fear of fog. There you have it, people.
Number 15. Aquaphobia.
Aquaphobia.
There are many people who hate crowds. Being in a big crowd can be frustrating. There are some people who are actually afraid of crowds. These people start to panic in a crowded room. Their fear is much different than simply hating being in a crowded room.
That's a strange one, man. I don't know if I'm afraid of...
Trypophobia.
Trypophobia. I hate needles,
Trypophobia is a fear of injections or
I can't even go to the doctor.
Most people don't like needles because, well, nobody likes getting stuck with them. There are some people, however, who have a true phobia about needles that keeps them from getting the medical attention they need.
Hate needles.
Number 17.
Fear of belly button.
This is by far one of the strangest phobias. It's a fear of belly buttons. People with this phobia try to not look down at their own belly button. Also, a shirtless man or a woman in a bikini could send someone with umbellophobia running for the hills.
I've never heard of that one, but that's a strange one.
Number 18. Tyrannophobia. There are some people who love to be tickled, and some who hate it. Then, there are people who hate being tickled so much that it is a full-blown phobia called tyrannophobia.
Tickling.
Number 19. Astraphobia. If you suffer from astrophobia, the chances of you becoming an astronaut are slim to none.
You're right.
This is because astrophobia is a fear of space and stars. People whose phobia is very severe don't even like to look up at the night sky.
That's a weird one, man.
Number 20. Mellissophobia. Take a wild guess as to what Mellissophobia is a fear of.
Fear of bees?
No, it's not a fear of girls named Melissa. That's what I thought too. It's actually a fear of bees. Most people will avoid bees to keep from getting stung. There are people, though, who are so terrified of bees that it would be considered a phobia.
Who would want to get stung by a bee, man?
Number 21. Epiphophobia. This is one of the strangest phobias out there. It's a fear of teenagers.
Fear of teenagers.
Most parents fear the teenage years when their kids become rebellious, but they don't have a debilitating fear of their teens. People with this phobia panic at the sight of anyone between the ages of 13 and 19. Number 22. Fear of teeth. There are some people who are afraid of teeth, even their own. They hate to see loose teeth, and they can't watch themselves brush their teeth in the mirror. They especially panic when it's time to go to the dentist. The technical term for this fear is dentophobia.
Dentophobia, bruh. Okay, that's another strange one. Is it done?
Be sure to like, share, comment, and...
Alright, man, those were some of the strangest and weirdest phobias. How can you be afraid of teeth and afraid of going to the dentist, man? You're supposed to go to the dentist to get your teeth cleaned. I don't understand that one. And some of the strangest ones was the fear of big things. That was the educational video, DNG Core, man. Let me know exactly what you fear in the comment section below, man, and we can discuss this. Some of my fears was listed on there. I hate snakes. I hate height, man. I hate being in the air, bro. I hate that. When I'm even flying, bro, I can't even sleep on a plane because the thought of that plane crashing, man, is something else to me, man. Without further ado, man, go ahead and hit that subscriber button, man. Subscribe to your boy's channel. Leave a like. Leave a comment and let me know if I'm doing good, man. We trying to get to 50 subscribers, man. Let's go. Subscribe to the boys channel, DNG Core. Thank you for tuning in, man, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Peace.